It has a big history. It's a pretty famous school. I think all of the directors you may know from Hungary came out from this school, and DOPs as well. It's basically the only real film education in Hungary, and it's pretty hard to get in. It's I think it was 600 people for 8 places in, okay. And it has like 5 rounds to get in. So that's how it gets. You know, it gets like a myth, you know, between people that you can't get in there. It's impossible. And if you get in there, then you know you're a star already. But it's not like that when you're in there. It's more like about the thoughts. It's more like who you are, how you want to make films. You could do however you want to. There's no rules at all. It was, I don't know, it was quite obvious. In high school, I was quite bored, and I always have this this urge to make something creative or to do something. I would say it was more experience a lot of times outside the school or in the night, as you said, than a lot of times in the school. In the first 2 years or first year, for sure, we were in from 9 to midnight or something. And then we only had like projects when you had to be in. The whole country is a little bit like that. It's not so strict, you know. They don't keep the rules, and rules are not so important, and it's a little bit like a mess. But in the mess, you can still find, you know, some thoughts behind it. I have pretty negative thoughts on that, but it's just that I'm Hungarian, probably. The problem is that it was, even 20 years ago, it was communism still. It was more fun to go to the cinemas back then because everybody understood that, you know, they laughed together and there was this one thing everybody hated. Now this is the new generation of directors who still, I'm not sure they can find, you know, what to grab from Hungary or what's interesting, and or the personality of the country. It's a hard thing, but I think now they're starting to see better what's interesting for the viewers, but still, the people in Hungary only go to these American copy star movies with stars.
Anyway, nincsen múltunk, ebben megegyezhetünk.
Igen. Még maradtál volna?
Hát, maradnék, hogy itt is maradnék, ott is maradtam volna, meg még azért pár helyet megnéznék. Pampákat.
It's about Victor, and he's wandering around in a city and looking for looking for connections, friends, something to happen. But at the end, we'll see what's gonna happen. Victor was there for, I met him like 7 years ago in a bar in the nightlife of Budapest. And he just came over and said something. I didn't even understand what he said. But from that point, I recognized him on the street all the time. I had him in my head. I always thought that I should make a film with him, but I didn't have the courage. I wasn't in the school, so to ask him and go over, just like a stranger and say, "Do you want to make a movie together?" So at this time, they introduced us to each other. So I called him and asked him if he wants to play in the movie. And then a movie changed a lot by starting to know him. We became very good friends. The script changed very much because of that. For me, the most interesting thing was the existence in the society, how he connects with his surroundings, with his friends, not friends, strangers, whatever. And I thought that was his existence was the most important. Basically, I was interested in black and white before too. The DOP I was working with, he does very good black and white, I think. But there was one main issue about the whole film. After I started to know Victor and I knew how he was, I thought a lot of things came out of him. For example, the black and white, I thought his face, his mimics, and all that would be much more stronger. Okay. And I think he looks much better in black and white because of his very characteristic face. The other reason was that there's this living district, these square houses, this very unfriendly gray area, and I wanted to make it, a little bit more gray and a little bit more locked in, caged in. I didn't want to put the director's hand on the movie and, act like a director and just because of that, not concentrate on the main issue of the film. So I tried to, follow the issues I had in mind already. We didn't want to find out before, like a style, like this is gonna be like this. I'm much more, and maybe that's the touch, that I'm much more interested in real people, in real situations, and things which is life, actually. Even if I work with actors, I refer to them as people, not like actors. It's more like I like to know who they are, even if they're actors. I like to, know the effect, how they affect me. Oh yeah, there is. Yeah, but I'm not going to tell you what the message is. Now who I like the most is, according to his first two films, it's Lucas Moodysson. It's just the fashion. I think it's not. It doesn't give so much more, and it hurts to watch. Wow, my first memory. I would say Home Alone. Yeah, I started to write a script after this whole, crazy stuff went down with this film, which is here. Now, filmmaking, because of the political situation in Hungary and the government change and all that, filmmaking was cancelled for a while. So there's no money in film, I think, for at least one more year, which gives me time. I think it's good because I'm still not there with the script yet. So and now I started to think about films, so I don't, my brain doesn't go lazy. I started to think about films what you can do without any money, like zero budget films. I want to shoot my first feature in Hungary, okay, for sure, and because in the process I'm so connected to the life. If I don't know how it is, if I would move, I would need a couple of, I don't know, a while until I understand, or I have something to talk about without this touristic way of seeing it. So I don't think about that so much as long as I can do, what I like to do.